it's part 3 already. It's Tuesday, February 7th, 2023. When I name these, I'm just naming them the date when I put them on YouTube. It's terrible, but it's very, very convenient for me. Was there a point there? When I name these, blah, blah, blah. And of course, I say the date at the beginning of every one because the file name on my phone is just some arbitrary kind of thing. It's just a nonsense number. So in case, I've explained this before, if I were to transfer this file to a different location, it would lose the date stamp, and I would have no way of knowing when I made the video. That's why I want to transfer them off the phone as quickly as possible so I don't lose that information. And 2, the reason I say that in case I do lose that information when I do a mass transfer, at least all I have to do is listen to a couple of seconds of this nonsense to find out when it was. AM, PM is pretty easy to figure out. The AM ones are always very, very dark because I'm on the road between like 4 and 6 in the morning. The PM ones are easy to figure out because it's daylight. Daytime, nighttime, daytime, nighttime. This isn't nighttime, this is daytime. The other one's nighttime, but it looks like daytime. I live a very confusing life. So anyway, just doing a self-diagnostic, and it's we're well more than halfway through the trip, and I don't have any of the ill effects I've been feeling for the past couple of weeks. It could be coinkydink, it could be the suit coat. Is there a holiday coming up? Because there's lots of cops sitting, waiting, watching at the sides of the road. I know the only time I get pulled over, and I've gotten pulled over a couple of times up in my new neck of the woods, and it's always on Cinco de Mayo. They're on the holidays. They're always out in droves, just like pulling you over. I'm not saying I wasn't doing anything wrong the 2 times I was pulled over. The one time I was trying to race a light. There's a light in my neighborhood that is notoriously short yellow. There's some inconveniently placed speed limit signs where there's a speed limit sign, and then immediately after it there's another speed limit sign that's like 30% slower than the first one. About 30% slower. So you see this one speed limit sign, and literally less than 30 yards, the speed drops by 30%. And then there's an intersection right after that where the yellow light is only seconds long. Like it goes red, yellow, green. And so like you'll be coming up to that, you'll see it go yellow, and it's like I'm right at the corner. Even if you're right at the corner, if you go through that, you're going through a red light. It's bleep and bleep bleep is what it is. And then the other time, similar situation, there's a spot where a certain speed is about to end and another speed is about to begin, and if they catch you at that time of the year going 3 miles an hour over the lower posted speed limit as you're ramping, because you can see the next speed limit sign from there, you get pulled over, and I've gotten pulled over for that as well. And it's not worth fighting. I just paid the tickets. It's definitely not worth fighting because I was in the wrong. I guess that's the main thrust. Is I was wrong, and they want to make sure I know that. I asked this before and I never got any response. What's the difference between civil codes and laws? there a difference, like, or is that just those free wandering people that are making that nonsense up, citing stuff that was like pre-law, like before the laws were on the books? Like they say, they're not an American citizen. They're the free loader, free something. I don't know. Freedom fighter. I miss the freedom fighters. It's all about branding. I love it when I don't know where I am. I don't think I'm here. I must be. Huh. Where's... We must have skipped a few frames. I have no idea. Oh, I was talking about, I don't even know if it was in this section, but I was talking about my weird dreams from last night. So there was, I don't know, like we were, like I was a bunch of different people throughout the dream. I just jumped from person to person in the dream. For a while I was me, then I was this other guy. I don't know. It's always very hard to describe dreams because there's like feelings that go along with it, like the shenanigans are usually nonsense, disconnected concepts, like where certain feelings are evoked by like a series of visuals and things like that. Did anyone ever like I know there's a science to dreaming, but like what is that nonsense? Like in yesterday's dream specifically, I ended up like I knew none of these places. They were all completely unfamiliar constructs. Like this wintry town, there was this dusty store, like could very well be like in the Midwest, and there was this couple that was running it. There was this fella who was I don't know, he had issues, like he was clearly not well mentally, and you could tell they were barely getting by, and he was also heavily religious. But this was only a moment in time, and then there was like the outside. Like I happened to be inside with them in the store. Then I was them. Then I was outside, and my wife was rummaging around what was essentially a flea market surrounding the store, and she was showing me some neat stuff. And this was like I said, this was a kind of a Midwestern, very dusty, Dust Bowl type area. And then moments later, it's a winter tundra, like inner city, very bad, like cars just stuck in the middle of the street, kind of like I'm driving along and then like I have to abandon my car because there's like literally a pile of cars in front of me, so that I'm wandering around. And then it's summer again, and they're talking about the new president. The vice president's going to set up an office there, like in this tiny little booth connected to a garage. I could go on like this for hours. This was the dream, and it just kept going on and on. A bunch of disconnected, nonsensical things. Like the vice president was an actor, and that's what I was talking about earlier. I'm trying to remember what he was in. He has a very specific look. He's a tall, thin man, black hair, narrow face. I can't think of who he is or what he's in. I'm very bad with names. Now, like after a certain point, like just names don't stick anymore. Like I can think of like names from the past, but like if you're introduced to me today, I will never remember your name, like, unless I start practicing my mnemonics again. But yeah, just the name center of my brain has been co-opted by the Kabasi craving center of my brain. So there's just really no activity in the no useful is just think about Kabasi all the time. That's it. I could go for some Kabasi. Like that person right there. Why do you go jogging wearing all black that early in the morning? It's infuriating. They weren't in the street. I'm not mad at them for blocking traffic. It's just the fact that they're off to the side of the road, and I can see them wearing all black. Barely see them, but it's because I'm being hyper aware, and I'm all caffeinated right now, so I see everything. I can see through time. I get overly upset about that because the thing that bothers me the most is when people, and I know it's our job as drivers to pay attention, but invariably someone will be jaywalking in the early morning, in the dark, wearing all black. Like, they won't be at an intersection, they'll just be in the street, just like I saw earlier today. It's like, what are you doing? You're on a back road with no lighting, and you're just strolling across the street. Like, who knows? Maybe you do have the right of way, but you're still gonna die. Like that guy that nearly careened into me yesterday. If he happened to be the guy that was going down the street when you were crossing, you have no chance. Even if he looked up, he wasn't going to see you. Today's Tuesday. What horrors is my day filled with today? I know I have at least one meeting in the afternoon. I'm wondering if anybody's like... Here's a clever tip. If you need free time to do your job, you should set up a meeting. One of my favorites is the TTP project. I stole that from Dilbert. The TTP project stands for the TTP project, and it's literally a way to, and I've had some of my work buddies be involved in these meetings, and it's literally just to block off time on your calendar so you can get work done without saying, I'm just blocking this time off so I can get work done, because people don't think that's real. But if you're on a project, people tend to let you do projects. This weekend, but I think I have to work next weekend. Very stick to your teeth kind of coffee. I'm thinking that means it's very acidic. Gives you nice dad breath, like that black coffee dad breath that everyone loves so much. Really, the flavor lingers there, like you know in the movie Hellraiser when the guy gets ripped apart by all the hooks and then you've got all that sinew kind of hanging. It kind of the flavor hangs in your mouth in the same way. So one interesting thing, I have recently bought a bed with a, it's one of those mechanical beds that does all the like head up, head down, legs up, legs down stuff. And like I said, I went to bed early last night, much earlier than normal. Much earlier than I probably should too, but I wanted to, so I did. I'm an adult, I can do that. Anyway, the point is, hours later, my wife came to bed, and when she comes to bed, like, I didn't even really wake up. I was conscious enough to notice she came into the room, so I rolled onto my side, because as a great big fatty, which I still am, I did get on the scale. I weighed exactly the same. I think I covered that in the first thing, so don't have to go on that fast yet. I'm going to wait till I lose weight before I start trying to lose some weight. It's really important. So anyway, she comes in the room. I just automatically roll onto my side just in case just so I won't snore. But the problem is that the bed was already, head was up a little bit, legs were up, blah, blah, blah. So I ended up having a lot of trouble moving this morning because I was sleeping on my side, but the bed wasn't set for side sleeping. So like I was impinging on my spine the entire time I was sleeping because I was like at this weird cockamamie angle. So I had a little bit of trouble moving this morning. I mean, I usually do, not with this new bed. That's one of the things. Like I have a big surprise. I have a bad back. I have all the osises. I won't go through them, but I have a bad back, and since I've got this bed, I've had no break-ins. Since I've got this bed, it really has made a difference. Like in the morning, I consistently had a very difficult time getting out of bed and moving. Even sleeping weird last night without flattening the bed before I laid on my side, I was still able to get out of bed. So yeah, those beds where you can adjust the legs and the back and stuff like that, they absolutely work, or at least they work in my use case. In fact, it's not a long enough timeline for this to mean anything, but I've missed time from work because of my back. Like when my back goes out, I lose three days at a shot. It's just that's what happens. Once my back goes out, it takes 3 days for it to unlock, and that has not happened since I got that bed. I can't remember the name of it. I don't know if it really matters. I mean, there's the mattress, and then there's the platform underneath that's got all the mechanicals. But if you have like back problems, trouble moving, that is definitely worth looking into. Like mattresses matter too. Even if you don't do that, like I've noticed. So my back is the situation is this. So the mattresses we had, they're both old. There's one that we inherited with the house, I know who. The other one is our mattress, but it was more than 10 years old. And both of them, if I make the mistake of laying down during the day, meaning it's like, I'm putzing around the house and we're about to go somewhere, and like I go into the bedroom, like we go into the bedroom for some reason. If I lay prone during the day, and if I'm laying there for more than 30 seconds on the old mattresses, I can't get back up. I literally can't. I'm essentially paralyzed. I can get up, and it's an ordeal. It's a painful ordeal. So when we were shopping for mattresses, that's one of the biggest tests I could lay on. Like it turns out certain mattresses don't do that to me. Like they literally do support you in such a way that whatever happens to my back when I lay down doesn't happen on newer good mattresses. I spent way too much, but it's there is a difference. Like there's a big difference between a $400 mattress and one that's order of magnitude more expensive. Because I can get out of the expensive one, I can't get out of the cheap one. It feels so silly shopping for mattresses. Like you go from store to store. Like, well, I don't know if we shop like everybody else shops, but we can never buy something. We have to shop around. We're crazy. But you go from place to place, laying down on mattresses. It seems like it wouldn't be an important thing, but it really does matter. Oh crap! This is the end of our viewing day. Should I play "Feels So Good" by Chuck Mangione? Have a wonderful day.